Hey everybody, it's Bust. We're continuing our playthrough of Lab of Legends. Today we are on normal mode Swain, and I can assure you, as soon as we finish off normal mode, finish off heroic, that they'll release new champions. We won't be jumping into the higher difficulties, but nonetheless, we're fine here. These are still pretty fun. I'd like to get to the tougher ones though. Give you all some videos there. But as far as Swain goes, uh, I would really like to find just the rally one, whatever that's called. But anytime we find something that lets us cheat on mana, like back market discount, then that's just something I'm definitely happy to go ahead and take. And so, yeah, it's really awkward with Swain. Like it's pretty tough to uh, assemble a limited format deck that's able to really take advantage of him. So we'll see if we can't find some kind of AOE or some kind of way to potentially get him to flip. But as far as expedition goes, my expectations for that have remained pretty low. But go get the Saboteur going. We'll trade this off with the Spiderling. Not a whole lot we can do about this. When the next attack rolls around, we can have the Drummer boost up another Saboteur. But I think now we might as well just go ahead and make the trade. It's going to be tough to get value out of two of these Saboteurs. Okay. So I don't really want to just take him down to 6. I'd rather clear out as many Spiderlings as we can. So Legion Drummer can come down. Uh-oh, Vile Feast. Yeah. That's okay. We should probably still end up clearing his board. Speaking of Swain, you could use the Fearsomes here. That would be a pretty nice little thing to add to the board here. Tough for the Spiderlings to deal with. But so bad. The Vile Feast makes this a little worse, but we're not hurting too bad here. Look at there, we got a point of damage in. Look out, buddy. Look out. Okay, then this one I will just open up. Kind of just planning on sending all these burn spells to his face, and then the City Breaker should be enough to really start shutting these things down. Sure. 4. City Breaker will take him to 3. Our next attack will be down at 2. Should be able to kill him with the Ballista, and then have the Blade's Edge if we need it. Do you want to just take something down? I mean, the City Breaker can survive this. Not a combo I'm real familiar with. I haven't played a whole lot of City Breakers in my day. Hey, well, he's bringing a lot of heat here. We're gonna have to take some of this down. This block's free. We might as well just prevent all the damage, right? Our Bloodseeker's just gonna end this game next turn. So he's like, Vile Feast. Or we can double Blades Edging. That's the classy way to do it. Alright, not bad. Let's see what we can pick up and help out old Swain with here. Okay. Oh, goodness. Twisted Fate is, of course, always good with Swain. He's had a bit of help with this in Constructed, just being able to throw down the red card. You know, if you hit 3 units in your opponent, that's 4 ticks up on Swain. And if you have any way to strengthen your AoEs, very reasonable way to get him going. But as far as these other cards go, it's like we don't have too much use for these other cards that aren't Twisted Fate. I don't think we need to just re-roll here. We have the means to activate this Pilfered Goods as well with the Death's Hand and the Legion Grenadier, and so I think this will be okay. Almost accidentally clicked the re-roll there, but one of the old classic constructed combinations, the TF Swain. But let's do this. Let's hang on to the Legion Drummer, get rid of everything else. We're just looking to have 3 attack units that we can put in front of his mist wraiths here at the beginning of the game, and the grenadier, of course, does that job perfectly. Oop. We're blocking. Okay, now where are we at damage-wise? This will take him to 6. Take him down to 3 with the Saboteur. It's just things get awkward if he plays like a Doom Beast here. It's probably worth seeing if he does it. We lose out on a couple points of damage this way, but our hand is so cheap at this point, I think we can just spew off a bunch of stuff on his turn, and then open attack for the kill on our next turn, our next attack opportunity. Right, alright, looking good. Let's get these city breakers down. Just get some face damage going. Have it. Okay. Get up here. Get ready for Thresh. What do we got? Of course, we're taking more Swains. I think it's okay to pick up the coin as usual. I'm kind of tempted to just see what we can do with the Twin Shadows, though. If we do manage to get some of these Swain flips going and then just doing 3 to everything twice, is that too big of an ask? Because, I mean, let's try this. I think we can do this. This is okay. It's like the longer I think about it, the more I think that we can actually come in and make that work. And okay, with these are like on the borderline of what I would consider keeping. I think it's reasonable enough to hang on to the Trifarian. Monkey Idol does give us some ways to take advantage of Swain with these powder monkeys hitting the Nexus and then having, who's he called, the Pilfered Goods in our deck, but just like such a bad card. It's like, I don't really want to play it until it costs 0 mana, and if that's what we're really thinking of a card to be doing, then I'd rather just have the Trifarian. Okay, so I'm going to hang on to the Blade's Edge here. I definitely want to have something to deal with his turn 1 play, and that's going to be our easiest way to go about it. And this hand is a turd. Just hanging out here, not doing anything. It'll be okay. Light of Caretaker is what he's going to hit. Oh man, didn't call our shot good enough. So, I mean, we have the Twisted Fate. We want to say just like gold card the Doom Beast, which seems reasonable enough. Then we might be able to Blade's Edge whatever unit he plays behind. Like if we attack with Twisted Fate into a 3/3 or something. Okay. All right, get the full clear this way. And do we want to pick a card, anything, trade out some of these city breakers? Slotbot did get the upgrade to where he gets a bonus for the cards that you do the previous turn as well. And so if we do pick up 2 cards next turn, okay, I've made some words and convinced myself. And I guess another perk to doing this as well is it is going to make our Swain cheaper. He doesn't have to compete with the city breaker to get the negative. Okay. That seems positive. Okay, well, let's start with this big boy, then we'll add Swain second. He doesn't have like super good interaction with Swain here. Lethal. That's the way we like it. Easy game. It worked out okay with Swain. As I don't know how well that's going to work out through the Freylord rounds. There's too many big units, but oh, we got the rally. I could see an argument for wanting to take Endurance or even Trifarian Might, since we do have the Reckless Trifarian now. But we haven't seen any of the combo cards. You know, typically if you're out here trying to level up Swain, you're using things like um, uh, Imperial Demolitionist, and that's where we would get big bonuses out of Endurance. But Rally's just way too good to ever pass up. All right, then these are pretty awful. Not really interested in any of these. I guess we'll just take the weapon hilt since it's a combat trick. And as it stands, I don't like re-rolling the cards without items. But man, it's like, I'm happier about adding that Reckless Trifari into our deck than the weapon hilt. It seems kind of silly to say out loud. But here, nonetheless, we'll keep our cheaper plays. Look for some other early game plays. Not a bad start. See if we run into an Omen Hawker. All right. Oh, goodness. Getting them sleepies.
I have my orders.
Arrows at the ready.
Oh, I forgot we had the rally. Almost completely skipped over this. It's looking good now. Such a good ability. Too bad we don't have any like real combos for it, but quite strong. Here, I'm just gonna open. I want to get a slot bot down since we can play so many cards next turn.
This is a real spin to win. What did we get?
God, we got a Trifarian. The big boy. I think it comes down to, do we want to play, the 2/2s or the 1 and the 3? I think we'd rather just play the 1 and the 3 here. I'm just gonna throw a unit in front of the Elnick when it comes in. Our only choice. And then I think we're still looking pretty strong here. It's either got to take a 5-piece or just die, just straight up die out here. Nice. Now, can we actually lethal this turn? This is picking up Twisted Fate. All right, we should be pretty close to doing it now. Depends on how much mana he spends on his unit. Like if he doesn't have a follow-up play here, say he spent 5 mana and we just got to gold card it, then we most certainly win. This should be pretty close either way. Got him. Easy game. These are my kind of decks. If you take this Swain and trade it out for Draven, this is the kind of stuff old FTP Bust really likes to draft in the expeditions. But sometimes you just got to play the Swains instead of the the LeBlancs and the Dravens of the world. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I don't really want any of these cards. I mean, Captain Farron is the real deal, but we already have like something expensive in the Bloodseeker, so not real interested in that. The deckhand is pretty good in these decks as well, being able to use the powder keg with either Twisted Fate or with the Death's Hand, and the Benefactor is fairly meh. But I mean, I could see ourselves wanting this deckhand with the Mallet, just since we can make things cheap with our passive, so that one's fine. Just want to go try to play the way the game's meant to be played a little bit and take the Witch Cap on the Death's Hand. I think I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want multiple copies of Bascul's Bloodseeker. This is probably just worth a reroll. Ooh, Swain. Is that who we want to take, though? He's pretty expensive. Like, by the time we can play him, he's probably already down and done for. So let's actually just pick up this Dreadway deckhand with the Fury, and that's what we'll try to build towards here. We'll level up our Swain with these powder keg AoEs. Get the old mega keg going. Look at that, he made an appearance. So, well, this curve is just good enough probably to hang on to the Ballista. I like to have like a little bit more interaction, but I think this will have to be okay.
In the War Mother's name.
Oh, you didn't you didn't bring that thunder in, huh? Just takes it? What? Okay, opponent. Certainly, that's a way to do things. Add is 2/4. Oh, nothing. Oh, so strong. Elixirs are fine. Alright, so I think we'll probably just add Swain here. See if he makes an open on us. It's like I kind of want to try and get an ephemeral attack in with this other one. So what happens if we say, like, do this? Our Swain survives, and then he can trade it for the Bull Elnick, but we get to send a bit of damage to face. Or we could just keep our real Swain behind. Maybe that's what we end up doing here. And if we want to attack with Swain next turn, we can use the Legion Drummer. Why, can we just level him up with the Bloodseeker? Deals 8. No, he's a little far away for that kind of nonsense.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Nexus.
Kaz. All right, he'll take a bit of work. I keep highlighting the Swain like he's found some magical way to have more stats on the board. This is certainly not the way this is working out. Oh man, this Bloodseeker is horrible against the Scargrounds. Glad took a half a second to think of that before we just ran all this into the tough damage. Okay, so we can say deal like this is fine. I'm surprised he left us with the powder keg, but I think this will be enough here.
I have my orders.
We lethal here yet? Looking pretty close to it. Take him to 7. Say he blocks Swain. We're looking good. Got him. Okay, I'm glad we didn't try to just throw the Bloodseeker into his tough units. That would have been a little less than optimal. That's what we'll call it. Certainly not the strongest thing you could do. And I think the tough negates the bonuses onto Swain as well. Okay, what do we think of these? These cards are pretty weak. I mean, Transfusion's a pretty strong combat trick, but I don't feel like we need too much more in the way of spells, and then we don't have combos with Iceborne Legacy, so let's give these a reroll. The cheap Blessing of Targon, I guess we could try and pull off. We don't have like a lot of combos with this, but giving Swain a bonus is always good. Here, fairly weak sets of cards. I think we just want to go for the cheap one. I don't think Iron Ballista's is bad enough to roll away here. Things do get a little awkward with the Black Market Merchant passive that you just have too much expensive stuff in your hand. You never really get to reduce down to the point you want. It's like you're just spreading out the reductions instead of bringing down one expensive one really cheap. Right? Say like we had 2 Basilisk Bloodseekers in our hand. We don't want it to go like 7 and 7, you know, the 7 to 6, 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 6 to 5. We want like the 1/7 to get down to like 4 or 5 mana as fast as you can. Probably have to open. We're never gonna get a slot bot in this turn against his stronger cards.
This is a real spin to win.
Smell that barg?
Our hand looks pretty weak here. Probably just come in and get a kill with the Bloodseeker and be happy enough about it. Try and block Ember Maiden with the the Grenadier if he wants to attack. It seems reasonable. Uh-oh. That sucks. Not cool, dude. Not cool. Falling pretty behind after that. Like ever get to attack this turn? Maybe. Maybe we do. Let's start with the drummer. Oh yeah, we're never attacking now. So I think we just let the Ember Maiden kill itself. We can look to try and play Twisted Fate next turn. Go for goods. Maybe we'll get something expensive here. Out in the cold and Ruthless Raider. Okay, we can make this work. He is going to start getting bigger than us, which is a little scary, but I think we're okay.
We beasts know our own kind, Sejuani.
I'm always up for a round or two. All that glitters.
Get one of these, then... Oh. Okay. We can do a big attack onto Sejuani with our Legion Drummer. So we have to take this damage here. Good, this work. Oh no! Oh no! I thought we were going to be able to play the Blessing of Targon onto the Legion Drummer and take down Sejuani. Oops. So not much more to say about that than oops. We can still chunk a bunch of damage onto her though. And we are wider than him. We have the Blessing of Targon and Weapon Hilt. Do we just want to go at it? I kind of like it. He's gonna block. And we just throw the Blessing of Targon and Weapon Hilt on something? Like he usually just spews off his combat tricks. So, alright. Let's see how this goes. Nice. It's weird. Like, it seems like Sejuani. I don't know why, but she likes to just play Fury of the North and Flash Freezes and stuff before she has to. So I don't. I mean, I don't think the AI changes in the higher levels, but something we're definitely able to do here. But okay, so what are we gonna do with these? Can we use the Trifarian Might yet? I don't think we really can. It's just the Bloodseeker, the Deckhand, and the Trifarian. Do these strikes count for Swain, though? Dealt non-combat damage. I think these strikes count as combat damage. Pretty confident that's how that works. But YOLO, let's find out. Do we want to... Yeah, we can just give Swain the stats. Okay. It's really tough to ever pass up Phage on any champion. Just giving any champion +4 stats is just humongous. So, I'm willing to bet a 5/10 Swain is pretty decent. Good. Oh, 5/8, my bad. He's probably actually is no good then if he's only a 5/8 instead of a 5/10. Okay. Clear out this board a little bit. This is never good against this deck. At least picked up a 1-drop here. This is a disaster if you don't have any cards to play into this board. Okay. Again, like I rarely think we ever lose to this deck, but if you fall down to like 12 or 14, be in a real pickle in the later rounds. And then we can't attack here. We have to be able to block or to represent that we can do value blocks here, so maybe he won't attack into our stuff. That was ours. Stealing our premiums. That's not cool, man. Definitely not cool. Will he attack into us? We play Swain. I'm curious. We get double Swains here as well. Oof. Oh man, and oh man, those strikes did count. Those strikes totally counted towards the Swain level up here. Nice. So do we want to just? We probably can't line this up to flock something. This will get Swain flipped though. Forgot we do get our attacks in. All right, things are looking good now. Good thing knowing that Trifarian Might's working out how we wanted it to. Pretty sweet. Also, putting the Phage onto Swain worked out pretty reasonably. Get him strong enough to use the abilities. I planned all that. You didn't notice. May not seem that way, but I certainly planned it out to work like that. Okay, so I kind of want to get like Twisted Fate on board and use the Ravenous Flock if we're able to, just to kind of come out here and spend some of this mana, but it's not going to work out. We're going to spend 6 mana this turn, but we have to play a unit and a spell. So let's get the Ballista. It does give us the means to play Blessing of Targon. Okay. Could switch it up now to try and Ravenous Flock this thing down. Kind of okay with that. Oh no, we can't stun it. I was thinking of being in like a spot where we had trouble bubbles. Okay. Get this in. He's going to trade out for our Swain, but then on the next turn, we get to get the double Swain going. Seems pretty reasonable. Just kill him. This is how it works when we add this Swain to the board. Get wrecked. Oh man, but the strike kills off our ephemeral, and that's kind of a pain, but I get it. That's fine. Oh my gosh, he's bringing an attack in. So we are gonna get to hit with Swain. Just do the 3 damage to everything AoE. His board's just gonna be gone though. So much damage. Lethal, yeah, nice. Sweet. Okay. Glad we picked up on some of these Swain combos before. It wasn't immediately apparent to me. But cool, we're definitely looking strong now. What do we got here? I don't want to make ephemeral deckhands. And I guess we could make these giant city breakers. It's not going to do it. It's not doing anything else otherwise. Like, might as well make it big enough to take advantage of the Trifarian Might as well. All right, looking strong. So we gotta just trade away everything that's more expensive than Swain. We could probably get rid of Slothbot as well, but I want to hang on to the removal spell in case we don't have something to play on the first turn.
Don't worry, I've read all about this. Happy to do whatever's needed.
Take a bit of damage. Not gonna be able to play anything next turn unless we draw something. And so this was one of my ultimate worries when we were talking about the whatever it's called, the black market getaway in the previous turn. What is this called? Black market discount. Oh no, he's gonna open on us, isn't he? He's gonna get the full board and just open. Ugh. Oh. Giving us some opportunity. We just play the expensive one. I think that's fine. Say what up to the flips. Oh, that's sick. Wonder if he just doesn't attack now that we've put the big Swain on the board. Okay, looking good. Oh man, I was hoping he actually just took Swain down so that we could play the second copy of him. But There he goes. Gonna come in like this. You know, you know it's good when you actively want your champion to die so that you can play other copies of him. Might get a good blessing of Targon this turn. Let's see how this goes. I did those FTP bust mathematics pretty quickly, and so I was like, oh god, are we actually just gonna trade here? But no, we're looking good, looking strong. This one's done now. I think we can get through this without taking damage unless he just starts trying to throw mystic shots on us. Oh, just nothing? Just play a bunch of progress days next turn? Weird. Weird way to go about it. Okay. Alright, let's get the squad in here. It's a lethal. Nice. Okay, I mean, I do have a bit of worries about this Victor round. Kind of the thing we always talk about with Victor is it feels like you just win if you deal with their Victor. But we don't have any ways to interact with him. We don't have the challengers or the good removal spells, so can run into some problems there. And then also, this Trifarian's a reasonable take. Then also, our early game is kind of lacking, and so very easy for him to get these draws to where he just drops a the quick attack 1-cost unit and domes us for quite a bit of damage. So hopefully we'll just have to mulligan away all of our expensive stuff. But Pilfered Goods don't want Twisted Fate. I could see taking, but if we're gonna have an expensive card, I'd like it to be Swain. All right, this is fine enough. Didn't have the 1-drop. Good, that's a good start. Oh, that doesn't that doesn't kill that thing. Okay, so we'll just take this one, and then we'll take this down with our Trifarian or something here. Oh, beautiful. Okay, he's doing weird stuff. I think we're pretty okay now. I think this game's done. Like if he plays Victor and we just ace him with one of our big units. Rip. See ya, Victor. Alright. So yeah, not that bad. I think what we'll end up doing here is we're just gonna weapon hilt something. Might as well pick our smallest unit, I guess. Then we'll pass. We're just gonna give him an opportunity to put more stuff on the board, and then we'll just kill his unit with one of our dudes in hand. Might be lethal with. We're looking pretty lethal anyway, so choose this one. Get the big damage going here. Get him with the old burst pass. There you have it. Not a bad little trial, and so I thought that was pretty cool. That was a nice little combo we got assembled with Swain and the Trifarian Might and the Phages and Frozen Mallets everywhere. And so I thought that turned out to be pretty cool. But yeah, the big thing there was the Twin Shadows Swain with the Trifarian Might. That played out even better than the Domination did, I think. I thought that was pretty cool, given the duplicate Swain, having them come down, the Trifarian Might, and then just ace all of your opponent's units to get the immediate flip. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So, hope you all enjoyed the trial. Hope you learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.